yeah.
What's up? What's up? What is your girl, the real Shotzie? And we are back on.
I was gonna sing Guess Who's Back?
Guess
Back
who's back?
again.
Guess who's back?
Yeah,
Guess
I
who's
just
back?
I couldn't do it. No,
What's up, my beautiful people? I know y'all missed me. I'm sorry. I was a little bit locked up. We're not going to talk about that. Wasn't no bail money spent, so it's all good. How's everybody been? What's been going on? What's been going down in the DM?
you know what? You know what? Just because you did all of that, I'm gonna introduce our guests for today. So we've got the most beautiful Toni,
Fantabulous.
oh yes, fantabulous Toni Bryce of theater and small screen. And I know she's gonna be on the big screen. We're gonna put her up there, putting it into the ether.
We're putting it out there.
That's right. She's been on Marvel's She-Hulk, which I have to sadly say, I don't think she's getting a second season. I'm very sad about that. And if you know it, you'll love it. We go down in the valley where the girls are naked. You see,
Okay.
we gotta go down that way. She's on P Valley, and she plays Nineveh, who is working in the pint, making sure the girls get everything they need.
Mhm.
Welcome, Toni, to Audible
Thank
Orgy.
you.
I
Thank
know
you
we
for
cra-
having me.
we crazy. We know we crazy.
I love
We.
it.
Listen, if you don't come with some energy, then it's wong, wong, wong.
You know, what can I say? What can I say? We like to be one big happy family here, and we like to make our guests feel like family. So welcome.
So I'm gonna throw a disclaimer out there for my peoples. So we taped this and we had a little hiccup, and Miss Toni came a little bit beat up yesterday. You know what I'm saying? She had the face did a little bit. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna come and match her energy today. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm gonna beat it up a little bit today. You should come another level up. I'm not doing this with you again. All right. So the next interview we do, we're gonna have a conversation before we do this, all right? So we can be on the same level, all right? We're not doing this, okay? And
You look
not just
great.
all right.
She says
You
you
look
look great.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
great.
How are you, lovely?
I'm doing good. I'm dealing with a little bit of a sore throat, so I'm trying to heal that. But besides that, I'm doing really good. Life is good.
Well,
The
you look
universe and God
amazing.
are working together for my good. So
Listen, you look amazing doing it. So
thank
we
you.
are being that we are talking about your amazing acting career that is only in the beginning stages. We putting it out there. What
Always.
got you into acting?
Um, so I always reference my very first role being in an elementary school play, and it was a Christmas play. I was Santa Claus, and I just remember saying "Ho ho ho ho, Merry Christmas." That's all I remember saying. Um, I remember what I even had on, but when I knew that I was going to take it serious was when I was in high school. I was going to Riverview Gardens High School, and they didn't have a drama department or theater. They had a class, and I took the class, and we had a lot of fun. But they ended up losing their accreditation. So my mom, she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna transfer schools." So then that's when I went to McClure Senior High School, which is where I graduated. But they had a drama department and also a theater. And
Okay.
there's when I started, all of the plays, whether it was on stage, behind the stage, is where I joined the International Thespian Society via Troop 787.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so shout out to all of my, high school fellow thespians that's out there doing greatness in the world. But that's where it started whenever I really transferred high schools.
Okay. I love the theater. The
I don't
theater.
think I don't think people understand how much work goes into theater. I've
Yeah.
Yeah.
done some stage plays, and let me tell you, I'd
Mhm,
rather go back through the military again. I mean, it's like it's so concise, and
mhm,
you have to be dedicated. And we're not even going to talk about pay. So it's like if you're going into theater, you have to have a love for the art form
Yes.
This
itself.
is true. This is true.
And
Because
to
So
your po
you gotta take your part serious
yeah,
and you
Mhm.
get
one
one
shot.
shot.
Yeah. I remember in high school whenever it was time to go to college, as you mentioned about pay, my drama teacher, he always said, "Tony, don't go to school and major in theater. Don't do it." And I used to be like, "Why?" He said, "Because it doesn't pay." And he said, "Major in something different, but always have that as your passion and still pursue it and do it, but don't get your degree in it because it's not going to pay you." And I was
Wow.
like, "Okay." So thank God went to school and did what I did. But that's what he always told me. And when it comes to theater, I always tell actors that has never had that experience, go be a part of a show because it's gonna discipline you like you've never been
Yes.
disciplined. When you're on set on a TV show, movie, it's a lot of, action, reset, cut, action, reset. All right, we
Yep.
get this angle. You get to do it 335 times,
Yep.
which is a bonus, right? Because you get to make a different choice each time should you want to. But in
Yeah.
theater, when that curtain opens, that's it.
That baby.
Mhm.
That
That's
is it.
Yep.
So it's a great training ground
yes.
for any area of arts, if you ask me.
I,
I think so, especially with the fact that in theater you have to project, which is
mhm,
the one thing a lot of
Yes.
people don't understand. It's like, yeah, actors get mic'd up, but in theater, you gotta get to that, and they have to feel it,
yeah.
Mhm.
and you have to get it to that person that's like in the last row.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Your
And
shot is gonna break it out of you.
Oh
they
yeah.
say, you're painting for the people in the back row, where in theater you gotta project for the people in the back row, okay?
Yep.
Way up there.
Exactly.
Way,
Yeah.
way out there.
Yeah, because those people in that back row, I'm usually the one in the back row, by the way. So
Yeah,
I ain't got that money for that. No, 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 no. But as we are talking about your work in film, well, and film and I'm putting it out there, film and television.
I've done
Yeah,
both. I've done both. So you're
film.
you're right.
Yeah.
The
Well,
film
well,
ain't
no,
came out yet.
we want you in that front and center though, front and center,
Oh yeah, yeah.
top billing.
Let's claim that.
Yeah, we gonna claim that top billing. Tony Bryce, front and center.
Mhm.
Representation for you, how important is that to you? Because you're out there representing women, women of color, trans women of color. How important is it to you that you get that, representation out there?
It's extremely important. I know when I was younger, I knew who I was. I didn't know who I was from a excuse me, at a very young age, but I could identify with my divine feminine at a very young age.
mhm,
I didn't know I can grow up and be who I am today. I didn't know that was something that was possible.
Possible.
But I knew I connected with my divine feminine hands down from the earliest I can even think.
Hmm.
So growing up and not seeing, Black women of trans experience or any trans person, period, on TV or movies,
Yeah.
though they had been there and they've had their cameos, I
Yeah.
didn't see it.
mhm,
Um, and so you don't know, like I said, I didn't know I can be who I am today. And
Hmm.
had I not eventually saw that representation in my local community, then I probably would have never known until,
Yeah.
2024 or whenever. So I think it's very important now because the younger generation that are growing up now that also identify with their divine feminine and are masculine
Yeah.
and are both, they get to see these various representations of who we are on
Hmm.
film, and TV and music,
Yep.
and dance. We're in hair and makeup, like we're all over
Yeah.
the industry. And so it's super important. It's very, very important. And I'm proud that I'm a part of that work that some little kid one day will say, "Oh, that's somebody, I identify like her," or
Yeah.
like she represents me, or something along that line. I love that I'm able to do that because I didn't have that coming up.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
that being said, what do you want people to understand? Because I feel like there is a misunderstanding with people understanding the LGBTQ plus community and thinking that, oh, everybody's just pushing it into, the market and everything. And me personally, I don't feel that it's that. I think it's that it's just inclusivity,
Mhm.
everybody just wants to be included. Everybody just wants representation
Yeah.
and they just want an understanding. And I think what is happening is in order for the representation to show, they're making it so cliche. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, a gay man and another gay man and they have to make out. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you want people to understand about the community as far as that representation goes?
Well, I think any marginalized community desires to see themselves.
Yeah.
When you talk about dark-skinned women, when you talk about plus-size women, when you talk about people of different religions wanting to see themselves, or their practice of religion in spaces, when you see people that are disabled, they want to be seen too. And so all of this is happening at the same time,
Yeah.
but people choose to focus on us as LGBT people because a lot of people tend to feel that we aren't valid in our identities and we're going to somehow influence the youth or younger generation. And I often say, well, when we grew up, we seen cis hetero people kissing all the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean we grew up cis hetero. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything. When a lot of cis black women who feel this way feel like black trans women are trying to replace them, well, how could we? Because without a black cis woman, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Exactly.
So some of this stuff just doesn't make sense. A lot of this stuff is just a lot of sound bites that people hear and they just run with it. But they're
Mhm.
not taking the time to educate themselves on who we are, how we identify, how we maneuver and navigate throughout the world. And mind you, we're not a monolith, so all of us probably want different things. We don't all want the same thing, but at the end of the day, you just have to see our humanity like you would see anybody else's humanity. And that's it. That's all.
You're
Yeah.
That's
human.
it. That's
We're
Yeah.
all human. We all
There
bleed red.
and that's I like to say the word is ignorance
Yes.
mhm.
Very.
because all you have to do is talk to a person, get to know a person, educate yourself. But people prefer to be ignorant on what's actually out there. But it's like we're all human beings. We've all been out here forever. And it's like it's not like it hasn't been out there. You just chose to wear blinders and not want to see it.
Yeah.
Another human being just standing right next to you.
Yeah. It's funny. Personally, my blood is yellow, but
Oh, I
I
thought it
was
was blue,
watching
but go ahead.
I was watching an episode. We're not going to talk about that. I was watching an episode of Court Cam, and the guy that went and shot up that store in New York, they showed his case and his sentencing and everything. And they showed his statement, and he was like, I apologize, and I don't know what I was thinking, and this, that, and the third. And I find it so funny how people have such hatred in their hearts and where it starts, like even older generations
Hmm.
at some point in time, especially in 2024, where is it still coming from? Like, seriously, where is it still coming from? Like, we're literally dying from diseases as it is, and you worried about because an Asian person is sitting next to you, or because a transgender person just walked past you. Like, you ain't got nothing better to do with your time.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately there's nothing that happens in this country that's not rooted in some form of white supremacy. And I feel like I think we all know that maybe, maybe not. Maybe we choose not to realize that, but that's the root of it all.
Yeah.
When you go back and look at the history, I mean, we're still dealing with that present day. And it's we don't know that it would ever go away. You know what I mean? Like it sometimes feel better and it looks different, maybe, but it'll never go away.
No,
And I think it's just generations after generations carrying those teachings down, carrying those beliefs down. And one thing that I respect about the millennials, and I want to say, is it Gen Z that's after
yep.
millennials?
Don't ask
Hmm.
me.
Right?
Yeah, it's Gen Z.
Gen
Sure.
Z.
Yeah.
I say we because I'm a millennial, but we and also Gen Z, we are not playing these games about, oh, my mama said it, so it's true. No, baby, I'm questioning my mama. I'm
Right.
questioning my past. I'm questioning the faith that I was taught to believe in. I'm questioning everything. And if it don't make sense, it don't make it don't
Exactly.
make me wanna continue to go down that path, and
Yep.
that's one thing our generation and the Gen Z, generation that people are noticing, especially when it comes to churches and in numbers, and, because we're tired of just feeling like, "Oh,
We
walk by
have to.
faith and not by sight. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm doing it because my mama told me to do it." No, mama, why?
We have to. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Why pastor? Why bishop, priest, and whoever else and whatever other position
Yeah.
title?
and that's why a lot of them don't like the Pope right now, because the Pope is actually listening
Affirming stuff, right.
to
Yeah.
them.
He just said pleasure is from a gift from God. Sexual pleasure is a gift from God. Work, Pope,
Listen,
Exactly.
because who don't wanna be pleasured?
let's not get
Exactly.
into that. Ah! But speaking of pleasures, I know you take pleasure in advocating for IamHIVpossible.org. Talk
Mhm.
about that for a second.
So, Black Women's Health Imperative, they are doing a campaign, a social media campaign called I Am HIV Possible, and I am contracted as one of the PrEP influencers. So basically what we're doing is we're talking about PrEP and how PrEP is for everybody, and we're also talking about HIV prevention,
Mhm.
how we all need to be looking into and educating ourselves about HIV prevention, specifically Black women,
Yeah.
because in the South, the number of newly diagnosed cases in the Black women community is still
That's no.
increasing. Yeah, it's increasing, and I think a lot of times people feel like when they don't feel like they're a part of that group or audience that said disease and or virus is impacting, then they don't feel like they have to do anything about it.
It can't happen to me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like right, like you're just invincible,
Oh, yeah.
and
Mhm.
it's not it's you're immune, and it's not the case. We there's 3 forms of contracting HIV. You have breast milk. Who produces breast milk?
Women.
That lets you know
Oh,
that
wow.
Black women, you too
I
Yep.
did not know that.
acquire HIV. That lets you know. So breast milk, sexual fluids, and then also the transferring of blood. So like if you substance abuse, things of that
Yeah.
nature. If you're using
Mhm.
that, or you can. I know people that literally have worked in a hospital, and when they're emptying those things where you put the blood
Yeah.
The
sample,
syringes.
you do a they've
Mhm.
been pricked by needles and have acquired HIV. So, like, let's understand that it's not always sexual. It can be at work. It can be substance abuse.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
can literally be born and
Yeah.
acquire HIV just being born from a parent or parents who were HIV
Very positive.
positive.
And
Yeah.
it may be
So
dormant, and they not even know it.
that and the plus side to things now down, the 40 years later, um, you can now be undetectable, right? And so
Yeah.
undetectable equals untransmittable. So now you can prioritize your pleasure and it not have to be something that's in your mind about, am I going to contract HIV if I
Mhm.
have sex without a condom, or if I do this, or if I do that, or if you are at work,
Mhm.
and you work in the medical field and something like that occurs.
Yeah.
So there's ways to now prevent yourself from contracting HIV, but we have to one educate ourselves on those things, and two understand that we are all part of the target audience, if you will, of HIV, because the first letter in HIV is human, and we're all human. So
The scary thing to me is that I feel like growing up in the 80s, I couldn't go left or right without them talking about
Mhm.
HIV. And it's
Mhm.
like all of a sudden they stopped talking about it. So it was like, I guess people thought, oh, it went away, but we all knew it never really went
Right.
anywhere.
mhm.
It's
Mhm.
just that, so it's like, I don't
Stop
understand.
talking about it.
It's just and that's the thing. It's like out of sight, out of mind, since it wasn't being
Not
spoken
about
about.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just crazy because I did go to school when I moved here. I went to school with a young man, and all of a sudden he just stopped showing up to school. So one of his friends came up to me. He was like, okay, he's in the hospital. He contracted HIV. He is, and actually now he's got pneumonia. So we're just worried about. And I was like, oh, wow. Didn't know. And my mind was blown away because, again, I hadn't heard those words in years.
Right.
Mhm.
So it was like, wow, people are still not being safe
Right.
because they feel like it's gone.
It was
Mhm.
almost like hearing supercalifragilisticexpialidocious all over again.
It's just astronomically crazy to me.
Stop stealing my word, okay? That is my Pee Wee Herman word of the day. All right.
I'm so sorry.
It's not. I love your passion, Tony. And speaking
Thank you.
of your passion, I wonder if that is going to be put on some paper.
Come on, girl. You gotta write something. You're gonna write,
Well,
you're gonna direct
I
what
have
you're gonna do.
written a short film. It's called Best Thing I Never Had. And it's literally one of the best things I never had because I had it and it didn't happen. But in that film, I certainly talk about HIV prevention for sure. That's a part of it. But it's about a black trans woman and a black cisgender man. You know, they meet up for a date, then they go on this whirlwind of love bombing and all of this crazy stuff. And then it ends up just being a daydream.
What
It's
happened?
crazy.
What? Wait a minute.
Right.
You're gonna take me on
Right.
that roller coaster and then it's not real?
And it's not
Right.
real.
The
And that's why I
rudeness
gave it the
of it
best thing
all.
I never had.
You know what's so funny? I love those type of pictures.
I know. They leave you hanging, and then you want to slap whoever wrote it.
But
Yeah.
it's truly the lived experience of a lot of black trans people. And that's what really inspired me to write it. Because I
Okay.
was ranting on Instagram about something. I don't even remember what I was ranting about, but somebody reached out and was like, you should create this into something.
So
But it's truly the lived experience of a lot of us to go through these things. People make us feel special and cared about. And
It just never happened.
meanwhile, child, y'all really can give two cares.
yeah, I think I've been through something like that too.
You
I think
just said
we've
Which, yeah,
yeah. So when are we gonna shoot this? When is it gonna get shot? When will it be released? What are we talking about here?
I have zero idea because it was supposed to be shot in 2019, going into 2020 actually, but the person that was supposed to direct it and shoot it, and they essentially pulled out, and so
So
I
you
was
need
like,
me to
okay.
stick Shotzie on him?
don't say
No,
that.
What?
This is recording. Don't say that in public.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. I did not say sick Shotzie on
She
them.
is not. She is not talking about what y'all think she's talking about. She's just kidding.
I'm just saying things, saying
She,
words.
she just.
It'll happen one day though.
So
It'll
we're
happen.
gonna have to start a crowdfunding and get you going.
Mhm.
I
Get
mean,
that.
I never even thought about that honestly because of this person. They were going to do everything for free. So, and they were the ones that approached me, inspired me to write it. It was going to shoot it for free and everything. All the actors were booked, and it just didn't happen. So after that, I was just like, yeah, okay, let me.
My mind is blown. Somebody did that. Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
have to work on that for sure.
yeah. And it was
Not that.
definitely somebody from our community who has shot in many things. I've even been in stuff that they've shot. So I don't know what that was about, but
Oh
it's been
wow.
years later. I done moved on, and I'm hopeful that one day I'll get the opportunity to shoot it because I
We
think
gon' we gon' we gonna get that shot. We gonna make that
and I
happen
want
for
to
you.
take it through all of the Sundance, and I have a
Yes.
dream to either go or be a part of a film that's a part of Sundance, or have my film that's a part of Sundance. That's really what I'm
Yes.
thinking
Here
about.
for it all.
Yes. You're
Yeah,
gonna do the Atlanta Film Festival. You're gonna do
all of it.
Bronze Lens. You're going I mean, you gonna get it out there. That's right. We gonna
Here
Period.
for it all.
so
Speaking, go ahead.
yes, 2024 is here. It is
Ah,
I proclaimed it. It's the year of the woman.
Period.
hear me roar.
What can we expect for Tony for 2024?
Well, I will be heading back to the Shy for the second half of season 6.
Yeah, put in a good word with Lena for us. Lovely people's
Lena,
here.
I love Lena.
Yeah,
Tell
put
her
in.
I make a great assassin.
When this comes out, I'll definitely tag her and like send it to her. Um,
Yes.
because how she even discovered me and my sister Monroe, which you know from
Moreau?
Yeah, she's on there too.
Oh, that's
We used to
awesome.
do live after shows of the Shy season 5, and she's a
Nice.
and so she saw that and ended up bringing us to season 6.
Sweet.
And then just more advocacy gigs and traveling to conferences and things like that, speaking
Okay.
about I am HIV possible campaign. Um, and yeah, and whatever else. Like I'm open, it's the top of the year. I'm ready for more auditions. I'm ready to book more work. I'm ready to hear something about P Valley season 3. It's been a little quiet around these streets.
Who
I'm
you
glad the strike is over. It was
It's just the beginning
necessary,
of
but I'm
the
glad it's
season. That's
over.
all that is. It's just the beginning of the season. That's it.
Right.
That's
But
all that.
that's pretty much it.
we gonna say Katori is writing.
Period.
We're gonna say Katori is writing. So, it's listed to go back to Covington.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Just so
back to
you know, I make a great diva.
yep, there she goes. She makes a great diva. So she's trying to
I
tell you put in a word for her.
made too much work.
Bring her to
Why did I even do that?
Baby, that Covington drive was insane.
ooh, especially
Especially
when
living from where I live. Oh
but
Lord.
but after
Well,
those
you
overnights,
live.
driving home from Covington. Oh God.
God.
Nah,
Well,
Lord.
traffic ain't no better, so.
Nah, I know. So Tony, tell people where they can find you and how they can find out more about I Am HIV Possible.
Mhm.
Let's get the people some info about you.
You can go to imhivpossible.org. On there, you can find a lot of resources. You can find statistics about Black women and HIV prevention. And you can also download some of the pamphlets or brochures or cards. There we go, cards. You can download some of those cards if you want to put them in your office or local, community-based organization
Nice.
for free. So make sure y'all go do that. I'm on one of them.
Okay.
And as for me, you can find me at Toni Bryce Bryce on all social media.
Yes, keep an eye out for her on The
Absolutely.
Shy. If you haven't watched Marvel's She-Hulk, watch She-Hulk. She's
Episode
in there.
1.
Yes. And also, everybody knows P Valley. She's in
Mhm.
season 1 and she is full reoccurring on season 2. And we're putting it out there. She's going to be back for season 3
Yes, glory.
because Nineveh's going to be up to no good.
Yes, because we got to know what that last conversation was going to lead to.
I feel
We
like
had to
Nineveh needs a
know.
sidekick.
Hey,
Period.
Nineveh needs a sidekick. She's
I
come
feel
on.
like she does. I feel like she need a bestie, to bounce out deals
Okay.
off of and stuff like that.
To continue to hide from Uncle Clifford.
You know,
Uh-huh.
you need to have a conversation with him about that. I'm just saying.
And she goes into the accent.
Just
There
Come
we
on,
go.
toss,
accent.
just
Mm.
tossing it out there, Just,
Come on, accent.
just saying.
That's one of her many personas. Many.
I
Yeah.
love it.
It's probably
Mhm.
why I don't get cast.
Oh my God.
See a little bit crazy going on in there.
Heck, you're full.
It has been a pleasure interviewing this beautiful soul. If y'all don't know, check her out on all social medias. Toni Bryce, the Toni Bryce.
Yes.
Sure you check her out on The Shy on Showtime, as well as P Valley on, is that on HBO Max?
Stars.
Stars. See, I'm broke, so I don't have any of those channels.
Oh my God.
So if y'all want to do me a GoFundMe, support your girl.
Yes, we will start a GoFundMe for Shotzie.
Just
So
throwing
that
that out there.
just so she could get this channel.
Closed mouth don't get fed. So make sure you check my girl out. She has got a lot going on, and the season is only beginning. So
Yes,
we're
it is.
out there for her. 2024 is going to be the year.
Yes.
Taking
Yes.
time out to speak with us. We loved having you on here, and we would love to have you back about the middle of the year. Check in on you. All right.
Once
Let me know. I'll be here.
yeah,
Um,
once P Valley starts shooting, we're gonna get you on here so you could try and give us a little tidbits for the season.
Yeah, and we're gonna
Okay.
talk beforehand. Get this together, right? Right. Okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. So, as always, thank y'all for tuning in to Audible Orgy for our craziness. We will be back with another episode. Make sure you don't miss it.
Thank you guys. Tune in.
I'm your girl, the real Shotzie.
Anais right here, and we've had a great day. Toni, thank you again, darling, and we will see you guys again soon. Okay,
Wait, that wasn't my ending before,
blowing,
was it?
blowing kisses.